Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a Happy New Year to you. Welcome to WindowBook's first webinar of the brand new year, and welcome to today's webinar on Presort and Post-Presort software and why you need both to optimize your mailings. My name is Wallace Vinglis, and I'm Vice President here at WindowBook. Today's webinar is going to discuss the two different types of software you need to use to be successful in today's and, most importantly, tomorrow's mailing world, Presort and Post-Presort software. We'll also look at why having Post-Presort software is becoming more and more critical to keeping up with all the latest initiatives from the Postal Service. Now, let's begin. How are we going to spend our hour together? Well, we're going to look at and kind of define the two different types of software available right now, those being Presort software and Post-Presort software. We're going to take a look at how they're different. We're also going to look at how they can work together, and then why you need both to be successful. So taking a look at Presort software, we define that as the group of software solutions that can perform your address verification, your address hygiene, your mailing list management, and your mail sortation. And we're going to break that down even a little further. So for address hygiene, what we're really talking about here are getting addresses that are complete, correct, and current. Those three, the three C's of address quality: complete, correct, and current. You want to use Postal Service CAS certified software to make sure, first, your addresses are complete and correct. When using a CAS certified software product, what's first going to happen is that software is going to compare the input name, the input address against a range of possibilities in the Postal Service ZIP+4 database. And what I mean by a range of possibilities is, say that your input address is 789 Elm Street, and it's within Rockville, Maryland, and the zip is 20766, or 20850, if we want to be completely accurate. So what happens is the comparison is done to see on Elm Street in Rockville, Maryland, in that zip code, is 789 in the valid range of possible addresses. And the database may have something that says valid addresses go from 600 through 900 on Elm Street. So at that first level, you're going to get a validated, correct address. It's also going to provide to you things to complete the address. You may be missing a pre-directional, East Elm Street or West Elm Street. You may be missing a post-directional, Elm Street South, Elm Street North, things like those. You may be missing what's called the street suffix. That's the abbreviation for things like street, avenue, and drive. The next level of validation is DPV, and that determines whether or not the delivery point is an actual deliverable address. This is taking that first address, that 789 Elm Street, and going one layer deeper, saying, is this delivery point, the 789, does this one actually exist? Is it a valid address that the Postal Service delivers mail to? So remember, in that first step, we looked at a range of possibilities. DPV goes right down to that very house number. You're also going to bump that address against LaxLink. Now, back in the early 80s, the Postal Service created a database called a locatable address conversion system. And this was done because there were a lot of local governments and municipalities that were converting rural route style addresses to street style addresses for their E911 systems, their emergency response systems. So that rural route 4 box